Hey guys, Brandon here with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can use your DSLR or mirrorless camera to improve your live streams and video conferences using the Blackmagic Ultrastudio Mini Recorder. Without further ado, let's get into it. So before we get started, I do want to let you know that this is a Thunderbolt 2 device, so you will need a couple things. Specifically here, you'll need a Thunderbolt 2 cable. I have the Apple 1/2 meter Thunderbolt cable. And if you're like me and you're using one of the newer MacBook Pros, you also need an adapter to take that Thunderbolt 2 signal and turn it into a Thunderbolt 3 signal. So in this case, I have a Apple Thunderbolt 2 to Thunderbolt 3 adapter. I know in the market there are several adapters that look similar to this, specifically being the mini display to USB-C 3.1. I can't guarantee that those work, being that the documentation states this has to be Thunderbolt compatible. So definitely look for the Thunderbolt 2 to Thunderbolt 3 adapter. I'll leave all links below in the description if you want to purchase exactly what I have. So let's get this out of the box. All right, so in the box, it looks like you get software installer instructions and a DaVinci Resolve code. And the mini recorder itself. So again, like I said, this is a Thunderbolt 2 device, so you'll get looks like there's 3 ports on here. 2 in ports, so one is a SDI connection and the other is a HDMI connection. And on the output side, you get a Thunderbolt 2 port. So that's where that Thunderbolt 2 cable will come in. So let's get that out. And here's the Thunderbolt 2 to Thunderbolt 3 adapter. So here are the 3 things you're gonna need. So you have the Ultrastudio Mini Recorder, a Thunderbolt 2 cable, and if you're like me, using one of the MacBook Pros with the Thunderbolt 3, a Thunderbolt 2 to Thunderbolt 3 adapter. And of course, the HDMI cable going out of your camera. So let's get those set up. Okay, now with everything out of the box, first we're gonna set up the device. So you're gonna have to connect the Thunderbolt 2 cable to the output of the mini recorder. And in my case, I have to connect the Thunderbolt 2 to the Apple adapter and connect the mini recorder to a Thunderbolt 3 port on your laptop. Next, we're going to go, the instruction says go to the Blackmagic website. So here we are at the Blackmagic design site. We're going to click support, and then we're going to scroll down, and we're going to download the desktop video software. So in this case, I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to download the Mac version. You'll get presented to register and download. There should be a link down here that says download only, so we're just going to click the download only. And then after a second, it should begin to start to download the software. Now that the download is complete, you're going to want to install this onto your computer. Now, if you're on a Mac and it's asking you to approve the Blackmagic drivers, go to System Preferences, Security and Privacy, and you should see Blackmagic Design Incorporated was blocked. So then you click Allow, and then you want to click Continue. With the installation complete, you're going to want to click the restart button. Now that the application is installed and the computer's restarted, make sure that the Mini Recorder is connected to your computer, and let's start up the desktop video setup application. You can also get to the desktop video setup application from the system preferences on the Mac. Out of the box, the Mini Recorder comes set up to receive an SDI signal, so we're going to use the application to switch it over to accept the HDMI, and here's how you do that. So I'm going to go here, click this toggle button here under Video Input. Now if you want to use SDI, keep it on the SDI signal if you want to change, but for future reference, this is how you change between the two inputs. There's not a physical button on the device to make this change, so you're gonna have to use the application to toggle it between SDI and HDMI, depending on your needs. In this case, I'm gonna use HDMI. So we're gonna change this to HDMI, and then go over to conversions. Since we're not downscaling this down, I'm gonna keep this on none. So video input, HDMI, conversions, none, and we're gonna hit save. Now your Mini Recorder is set up to receive an HDMI signal from your camera. Now let's plug in a camera feed. So now that the Mini Recorder is set up to receive a clean HDMI feed from the camera, so I'm just gonna plug in the HDMI cable from my camera. And I'm gonna fire up QuickTime just to do a quick test. So there's QuickTime, File, New Movie Recording. So as you can see, this is my default Apple webcam. Pretty bad, right? So this is what we're gonna fix here. So if we change this, now on QuickTime you should see the new Blackmagic Ultrastudio Mini Recorder. I select that, and voila, I'm getting a clean HDMI feed from my Sony a7R4. All right, so here I fired up Zoom for the first time after connecting the Mini Recorder. So many of you might have this issue where you fire up Zoom and your Zoom client doesn't recognize your camera. So here's what you'll see. So if I have Zoom here and I go to Zoom, Preferences, under Video, you'll select and you'll only see the kind of poor quality FaceTime camera here. So that's what I showed before. So in order to fix this issue, I did a little bit of digging around. There seems to be a workaround. So what I found is that Zoom uses a virtual camera. So here is a known issue with one of the latest versions of Zoom. So fortunately enough, there's a workaround here. I'll provide the link below just so you have this site here. So the workarounds are, it looks like you can use Zoom in the Chrome browser, or there's a terminal command if you're using the Mac. So I'm gonna use this. So I'm gonna copy this command here, open up terminal, paste that, make sure I quit Zoom. And once Zoom is quit, I'm going to execute this terminal command. Of course, when I fire up Zoom again, it's going to hit me with a ton of authentication requests. So I'm going to allow it to access the microphone and the camera. So I'm going to go to Zoom, Preferences now, Video. It's going to ask me to access the camera as I click OK. And now you'll see that I have the Blackmagic Mini Recorder settings here. So I'm going to select, in my case, I'm using 1080p, 24 frames per second. And there we go. I'm using my Mini Recorder with the latest version of Zoom on my a7R4. So I'm just going ahead and click a new Zoom meeting. Join with, in this case, I'm going to use computer audio for now. And here I am. in Zoom. Again, this is the latest version of Zoom, running with my Sony a7R IV through the Blackmagic Ultrastudio Mini Recorder. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. Again, if you learned anything, consider giving it a like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification to be notified when I release new content. Until next time, see you guys later.